Warning, this video is intended for audience who are 13 or older. If you are not 13 or older, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online. William, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, you know Rick and Morty, right?
Yes.
Alright,
why?
I'm going somewhere with this, alright?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember the episode Anatomy Park of Rick and Morty?
Yeah, when they were inside the homeless dude, right?
Yeah, right? And then it was just a Jurassic Park parody, right? In the end?
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode when I think it was Hepatitis C or something came in and saved Morty, right? Do you remember that bit?
I guess.
Right?
It's been a while since I've seen Rick and Morty.
But you know the scene I'm talking about, right? It's just like the end, like I think they're like when Morty and his fake blood cell girlfriend were being chased by Hepatitis B or something, right? And they're about to die, right? But then Hepatitis C shows up, right, and kills Hepatitis B, right?
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Do you remember that scene? And then Hepatitis C gave Morty the thumbs up and then walk away. And then Morty's like, do we know who that guy was?
Uh-huh.
Right? Like that scene, right?
Sure,
Boy, hey, that's the energy I felt when Zox and Stacy teamed up. Right?
Where they just like give a nod to each other where it's like, okay, I don't know why, but
yeah, right?
Here we go.
Because those two characters had such little interaction throughout this main series, right? Like there's like barely. I don't think there's even any character dynamic between Stacy and Zox, as far as I'm aware of. I don't think they even spoke to each other, right? Like outside of like that one episode where they spoke to her. Like, I don't think they ever spoken more than. I don't think they have ever spent like a minute, right? A minute of screen time together talking, right?
Yeah, that's not the most that you would get out of Stacy and Zox. Like, Stacy and Kaito most definitely have a good amount of character.
But I found it so funny when Zox and Stacy had their cool moment. Like, I understand this is supposed to be a cool moment, but this makes no sense, right? It's like all of a sudden having someone like Captain America teaming up with boy, let's see, what's a team up with Black Bolt from the Inhumans, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, no. Captain team up with the Punisher, right? There you go. That's a better juxtaposition.
Okay, yeah,
right?
Jesus.
Right? Hey, you can figure out who's Punisher and who's Captain America in that situation. All right? That's.
Oh my God, Jesus.
Right? Yeah, you can figure that out. But it's just a fucking weird moment when they team up and they're like, and I was supposed to be like, yeah, I guess this is cool, but this doesn't mean anything. Right? Like, I don't think it's supposed to be a cool moment where they team up, but like, these characters don't share enough of a history for them to be like, oh yeah, awesome.
No, yeah, for them to share a nod and be smirking at each other and at least acting like familiar in some way, it's just kind of out of nowhere, really. It's like it'd be a stretch. It'd be like the longest stretch you could imagine so far between these two characters for them
to team up and be like, yeah, and we the audience supposed to be like, yeah, awesome. I've been waiting. Like, oh yes, God, I'm so glad that we finally get to see a Stock and Stacy moment happen, right?
Yeah,
Right? It's like how we just like to watch and what happens with our weekly unnamed tokusatsu podcast series about Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. A weekly discusses right awesome. A true patriot of America. And everybody, my friend William, that's you, our person who's a big fan of the Punisher and his tactics and misconstrues the Punisher's meaning by putting his logo stickers on the back of his cars.
No,
right?
Stop. I'm not.
And we discussed the latest Super Sentai season, Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. Hey, welcome to episode 47. Enter the palace. Stand tall before the boss. All right, well, can we talk about how there's just an economic collapse now within this episode?
What do you mean?
Right, so
the fact that like everyone's disappearing. And
right. So like, we have the god. Right, so the main episode is Kaito and the gang. Like, hey, let's boss rush the Tochi Tendo empire, right? Like, let's go through their base, right? But then we have like this random background plot with like the god characters, like, hey, look, hey, since you know how like the last year all these Kikanois has accumulated human life and now are apparently a part of human society, I'm just gonna take them all out. Just make them disappear, bring them back to their world. That would cause a fucking economic collapse, right? Like a societal
because you have so many people who just like aren't there to supply jobs. The market just has a stop.
Boy, can you imagine there was like Kikanoid, if there was like Kikanoid pilot that was in the middle of a plane, and then all of a sudden the guy character's like, all right, I'm taking you all back, right?
Oh my god, Jesus.
or a surgeon who was operating, right?
Oh, and he just disappears in the middle of the operation. Oh, you know, it'd be worse if it was the patient. It's just a patient that just goes back and has no one to operate on him.
But it would be real funny if there was a Kikino who's an organ donor who was gonna donate his organs to help a human child live, right? And then he disappeared from the world.
God damn. And he was like the only one compatible with humans in the first place, man.
Like, I understand what this god character was like. I mean, this is badly timed, like, because this is standard because what is it? I think it's like, we have to assume this is a whole year by this point, right? Well, when it like in this universe time frame.
Like,
right? Right, for the Kikanois to, for like, at first they one day magically appear and they're like, yeah, I guess we gotta live here now. Then they accumulate to human society. But then all of a sudden, just for them to disappear like that, boy, there's a lot of ramification that's gonna happen now, right?
Yeah, because, whoo boy, if you got a whole bunch of people gone, it's gonna affect something. That's for sure.
Right, yeah, like all of a sudden, like all these kids that works in like blue collar jobs and everything just disappear, right? Like,
yeah.
It's like imagine there was like a Kikanoid police detective who's trying to solve a murder case and helping a family find out the murder of their missing child, and he was about to deliver the report to the chief of police, but he never wrote it down, and he wanted to go tell the chief of police in person. No, he was talking to the parents. Yeah. He was talking to the family, like, I know who killed your child, right? And just about he would say the name, the god character just whispered out.
Jesus, he just gets blipped out of existence. Yeah, and the parents are just left with just like wondering, oh my god, what now we'll never know.
No, we'll never know who killed our kid.
God.
This is what keeps me up. This is what keeps me up at night. Well, by the way, the ramification of human society if robots were to one day suddenly appear and then integrate within society, and then a year later they suddenly disappear, causing the collapse of human society. Right? I think about that a lot. All right, the collapse of human society through the integration of robots.
It's not something you have to worry about. It's
not real. You don't know that. What if one day robots appear and then we accept them into human society, and then a year later, after they have grown accustomed to human society, they suddenly disappeared, right?
Yeah, but you know what? That's not gonna happen.
Oh, you don't know that.
Look. Right here, right now, I'm confident that I'm gonna place a bet.
Hey, look.
Okay.
40 years ago, right? They said there was never going to be a World War II, all right? After World War I, right? They're like, after World War I, it says, all right, we're just going to call this World War I and promise we never do another World War, right? Right? Yeah, and then guess what happened?
Yeah, well,
World War II.
Okay. But you know what, though? Here's the thing. It's been so long since World War II, we can't possibly have a World War II.
Yeah, that could never happen, right?
That could never happen.
But that would be preposterous to happen in today's society, right?
Yeah, exactly. Everything is going so well.
Right? We can never have dispute of land, but with other countries. You know, right?
Yeah, we don't have one country bullying another country into submission so that I could just have a
just so they can take over that land and impose their own pro-government state, right? That would be preposterous to have.
Yeah, impossible.
Right? That would be like testing positive for doing drugs in the Olympics and then still being allowed to compete within the Olympics afterwards, right? That would be really stupid.
That would be
especially
horrible.
The Winter Olympics, right? The one that no one cares about.
Yeah, exactly. What a time to do that, because then you make people care.
Right?
Oh my god. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, so Stacy's a sad boy. He realized that maybe serving a dictatorship was a bad idea.
Yeah, right? It's like maybe hurting innocent people is wrong. You know? Maybe focusing on revenge isn't the best way to live my life. Common things like that.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, he finally realized that, maybe I've been doing this all wrong, right? Yeah, so he goes to Yatsune and he confesses, like, hey, by the way, my real name was never Satoshi. It was actually Stacy, right? And then, right, it's like, right?
Oh, yeah. And then she's like, oh, then she makes the connection between him
and boy, the guy that dressed in a black robe, were you the guy Kaito's been talking about this entire time? Kaito keeps talking about a guy in a black robe who talks about his missing mother a lot. Were you him?
Oh my God.
I never would have connected with you, the other guy in a black robe that talks about his missing mother a lot.
Well, to be honest though, just like I'm kind of surprised that Yatsune wasn't told by Kaito and the others that Stacy and Satoshi were the same person. Because they had a discussion about how there was God that was controlling like freaking Stacy during those moments. I thought they would have explained the other bit too, but apparently not.
Nope.
You think they would have explained that important bit, but I guess not.
No, it's not. It's not important enough, right? Yeah.
Yeah, apparently this whole big thing about Stacy's identity was not important.
So Stacy confesses his thing, and then Yatsune just sits me like, yeah, hey, look, forgives him and everything, because he realized the errors of his way, right?
Yeah, and to be fair, he didn't do the worst thing. You know,
right? It's not like It's not like he kidnapped her son and daughter-in-law, right?
Yeah, it's not like he brainwashed them or anything. But to be honest though, it is like seriously, thank God he didn't kill anybody in this series, or else that would have been a lot harder to do.
Right, that would have been a way harder way. Look, we gotta forgive him moment, right? Yeah, that
would put a dampener on things.
So this is a really good scene, right? Whenever Yasuna's like,
it was a really good scene.
Yeah, because it just proves the fact that how little character drama this has been in the show. Right, and for this moment.
Usually it's just memes. Yeah.
Right, it's usually just a bunch of shit posting robots that hanging around. Right. I don't know. This is like a real character drama moment for him. Like, because it turns out, when you only write one character in the show to have a character drama arc, right? It actually matters a lot. You actually want the payoff to actually be meaningful.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good to see the actor really just kind of go out of bounds of what we've seen from him before, because he's always usually like sulky or just kind of me against the world type of thing, right? But then seeing him like being so vulnerable and everything, and it was such such a contrast to his usual character that it was actually really effective for the scene,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I really like that scene a lot.
I liked it too, right? That's because that's the current rumor mill right now, right? Is that, hey, the current rumor is that Stacy's gonna come back in Dawn Brothers now, right? For the second half of the next batch of, after the first quarter, right? He's gonna be back, right? Boy, I hope he does.
Honestly,
look. Hey, this actor for saying, get that Toei money, right? Get that Toei money that they don't pay people with, right? Get milk Toei for all you got, for all you can get.
Jesus, yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I mean, right after that whole emotional moment, we cut back to like the Toshi Tendo palace, or the Kikaitopia, right?
Yeah, where with a fucking Ijirude, right? That's his name.
Ijirude is in the machine.
Yeah. He has his own Megazord. I was like, yes, I'm gonna get my own mecha now. You can't stop me in my mecha now.
Yeah, and so like the Zenkaigers were just busy rescuing civilians until they found like until they put them away, then they just had to transform, and then they did the whole gigantic transformation bit, right? And then it's just like this whole battle where Ijiure, honestly, he puts up a big fight. It's surprising, considering Ijiure.
Like he's
right?
kicking their ass. It turns out, hey, look, it turns out, hey, look, when all you do is shit post, right, and you don't take time to master your craft, and you're gonna get your ass kicked easily, right?
Yeah,
who would have guessed?
If you only took the time to like practice your fighting skills and your formations as a team, it would have helped wonders, to have worked tactically.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently also Room and like Kaito are in the trash for some reason, right?
Yeah,
like,
right. A trash chute, some would say, right? And some would say they get thrown down a trash chute, right?
Yeah.
And the walls are closing in on them,
Yeah, it is. They are closing in on them, especially when as soon as they're just about to like fucking like transform and shit, Barashitara legit comes out of the bumfuck nowhere and starts kicking their asses too. Like holy shit! Like Kaito and Room just couldn't do shit against them, and for a good while it looked like the other half of the team weren't able to do shit against Ijiure too.
Yeah, they're really just getting their ass kicked this episode.
Yeah. Also, a lot of good slow motion shots, I'll say. Ones that I do appreciate. But yeah, like during the fight, there's like the crowd that's just tossing rocks.
Yeah, boy. Hey, look. Yeah, I just love how they start throwing rocks at Ijirude. Right, it's pretty fucking great.
But seeing that, it made me think, oh, this is kind of dangerous, guys. You should probably just not do that.
No, but they're like the Zenkaiger laying their life on the line. We have to lay our life on the line as well, right?
God damn. But yeah, like fucking. Even as soon as Ijiru looks like he's getting manhandled and shit and not able to do anything, did you get fucking Ijiru to just summon a Kudai test?
Right.
And then he just like starts fucking everybody over again. And then he's like Kaito and Room in the meanwhile just like running to the tunnels. I also really like that tunnel shot that they did,
Yeah.
The tunnel shot with the purple glow. That looked really good.
Yeah, it's a nice shot that they did as they're running away. Right, you see the glow from Barashitara as he's chasing them, right?
Yeah, it was actually really good, and it just felt like it's like, yep, that's
this is an intense situation that they're in right now. Right, it's like, it's a real predator, right? That's some would say that Barashitara is, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right. Because Kaito and Room are in an alien situation, right? That they're not used to being, right?
Sure, I don't see why to work in for those two, but alright.
I don't know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, right? Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about.
No idea, right? I don't know why you would think I would. I would. Give me a moment.
Anyway, so fucking like Kaito and Room, they managed to escape with like the help of like Stacy's missiles, right?
Right. That set check comes out and everything, right? It's like, oh yeah. Hey, Stacy brought me, right? Hey, we're friends now, right? I've gone through my redemption arc after waking up in a karaoke bar and realizing it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so yeah, we're friends now. Yeah, I've turned my ways, right?
It's also kind of funny how like they brought like Room in to be like, hey, I was Toji Tendo too, and then he's just like, oh, well, you know what? I guess I shouldn't have worried so much if I'd known that in the first place, which was kind of fun, but we do get a nice closure or like a good moment between Kaito and Stacy finally after like all those talks that they've had beforehand.
Right.
To go from enemies to friends. It's pretty fun. I like to see how it resolved here.
Right.
But then of course Barashitara comes by. It's like
oh, I found you. I got you. End of the line. Right. Can't escape me now. And then all of a sudden, fucking Zonk shows up, which once again, hey, Zonk showing up actually makes no fucking sense, right? It's really funny how he just fucking shows up, right?
I mean, like, we had instances where he was, like, beforehand thinking, like, man, the way this all worked out is kind of suspicious. But to be fair to you, it's just like, yeah, there was nothing conclusive either to kind of just say that they would just have to come back, too.
I mean, I want to be, but they were like a random building in like a random hallway, like 20 feet below grounds, right?
Oh yeah, that's also true.
Like if this was like an open, if this was like an open warehouse, like an open area, right, for Zox to do, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is way cool. And then all of a sudden Zox was like, do you think Zox and the others would just spend like the last 20 minutes trying to figure out where they were? And then it was like saying, all right. Oh, and then do you think you've just been waiting in that spot for like 20 minutes just so they can do their cool dynamic entrance, right?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, that do sound like things to be considered with them.
Right, they just want to make their cool dynamic entrances.
Yeah.
So we got a cool dynamic entrance with Zox, with the Gold Sweetser family, or whatever the fuck their name. Right?
Yeah, he just like takes the time to make sure the lighting's all correct, so he can.
Yeah, but I can't take the stupid. Cool. I still can't take the stupid CGI brother serious in this shot. It looks really bad.
I swear
it looks like, really uncanny in this one for some reason, right? Because normally their CGI is pretty bad, but in this shot, as they're walking towards the camera, it just looks really bad, more than normal.
To be fair, it did give off like a vibe of like a horror story, like a horror movie vibe, you know. To be honest with you, with the way they were creeping forward, it made me go like, this is something about this just wrong.
Yeah, right. Like something about this CGI scene with them walking doesn't look right. I don't know if it's because they don't have any expressive emotions on their face, right? And we only seeing their arms and legs be animated, right? Right. It doesn't look natural how they're approaching, right? Right, it's like if I were to walk in a straight line, right? Like, even though I'm walking in a straight line, my body posture and movement would not be walking in a straight line, right? Like my body will still bob up and down, right? Or move slightly side to side. But the fact that they're just completely moving straight, right? Right, with no actual like movement, like it's like if they were just like floating towards you, right? Right, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I see what you're trying to say. Yeah.
It's like it's really uncanny, right? Like they bought to like animate like a few frames of them like bopping up and down, right? Of them moving their body. I'll be like, yeah, this is a perfectly fine. But the way that they just uncannily just walk towards the camera like an actual horror movie villain, right? It's hilarious.
Yeah, it just gets unsettling. It's just really weird. But you know, right after that scene, there's a whole bit where like the civilians are just like, you know, trying to survive and everything, and then they find out they just somehow managed to find like the Kaito's and Vroom's fucking
gun, yeah, and then it turns out, hey, look, this is why we need, this is why we need better gun regulations, all right? We just can't have people just randomly grab guns and shoot with them, right?
It's just watching that guy start shaking with the gun in his hand after he got those shots off. It's the funniest fucking shit.
Right?
Like if you're just watching him in the background, he just looks so like lost with what he's doing.
Right? Like, and just imagine like living in a society where you have unregulated guns just on the streets, right? That anyone could get without passing like a test to acquire them, right? It would be absolutely insane for something like that to happen, right?
Yeah. Couldn't be America, you know.
Right, it could never be, right? It's just so insane. It's like the funniest thing is with that Kikenoid as he tries to figure out to shoot the gun. I'm amazed. Also, it's also really bad, right? If you look at that scene, he was literally the way that he had his gun aim, he almost shot the other guy in the head, right? If you notice, the barrel of the gun was really close to the other Kikanoid.
Yeah, he did. He really didn't give any thought to spacing.
It's always like he never had gun practice, right? Jesus Christ! I'm watching that scene right now. All he had to do was shift his arm to the right, and he would have shot that guy.
Yeah, he was very close to his head. But yeah, it's just really, really, really rough to watch, especially because you're just like, oh god. I swear to God, Austin, he's deaf in that ear now. That's what happened. He's forever deaf in that ear. He can no longer hear out of it.
Do you can always have a structure of an ear canal system?
I mean, they listened to Kaito talking, right? So they would have to have something where they would recognize sound.
Right, but does Rowan have to cause him like? I mean, I guess they have a damage whatchamacallit, right? Have a damage sound system, but yeah, right. If you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is really fucking funny.
But yeah, but so like right afterwards, like they get the guns and they of course
Kaito and Rowan gets their gun back. Hey, they take their guns back. Realize, hey, guns aren't toys, all right. Don't ever put this gun around like as a Japanese toy made to sell to Japanese school children between the ages of 6 and 10. Guns are a real danger, all right.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we're in Japan where gun violence doesn't exist, so you can play with toy guns because that's okay.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Then you get like You get like Kaito, who just uses his special power in combining the mechs, and then now you have like those two, the room Majin and
these two combination, right? Hey, remember when they could swap? Remember that was a thing that they could have done. How we could have had Gown on Room and Majin and Vajin Juran. Remember those?
Yeah, right. The potential for those and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, with that disappointment, we move forward. But you know how like they really killed that Kudai test real quick. They literally just sidestepped him and just like whacked him out of existence.
Oh yeah, hey, look, you don't deserve to live, right? Is what they say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Those Kudais don't deserve to live.
But yeah, then you get like Ijirude, who's just like, you keep getting in my way, that kind of shit, blah blah blah. And then that just apparently that's enough for Kaito to start going off, and go on this whole monologue of like, yeah, look, you keep getting in the way of people and freedom and stuff like that, and you're evil, and we're gonna like fucking stop you.
Because
right. You're a pain in the ass.
Right. And then Kaito just straight up fucking shoots him.
Oh yeah, was that what happened?
Yeah, they just do the big finisher on Ijirude, right? Like Ijirude's doing this speech like, oh look, I'm evil, blah blah blah, check me out.
Oh no, yeah, it was that whole thing where they all just punch him or something.
Yeah,
like, even Sechan was included. Even Sechan was included in the final animation of getting rid of Ichibude.
Boy, hey, look, they just straight up kill him, like super kill him, right? He's like, boy, yeah, you're not surviving that, right?
Yeah, especially with that big explosion. And so then, of course, they all beat Ijirude.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then
they did it. The day is safe, right?
But not yet.
Not
yet, because they still had to fight Bokuwaus.
Yeah, they forgot about someone, right? The guy, the guy that all he does is stay in the wall, right?
Yeah. But then you also get Barashitara, and then Zox and Stacy are still fighting, and then apparently Flint just goes off somewhere, apparently possessed by God.
Yeah. Boy, hey, this God character really making his way around, right? He's like
Yeah. Honestly, it's just kind of like you see, now I'm not even certain what's going on now with like Stace, with Flint at this point, and this God character.
Yeah, like I don't know what's this God character's fucking up, like his God character's end game at this point, right?
Yeah, it's just like, what is he trying to do? What is he trying to accomplish?
Right, like he was already suddenly just introduced within the series as a God character. We have to go along with him, right? But now that he's like all of a sudden he's like, look, oh yes, this has all been according to my plan. I'm just thinking, like, what plan? What are you talking about? You can't just show up and be saying like, this is my plan, right, to no one.
Like the thing is, here's the thing initially, what I think, right? Because what I've been initially thinking is just like, what if he's just really just using them to fight like to get rid of the overlords, and while he's there, he's gonna get rid of the technology and he's gonna take all the Kikanais, put them back on the world. It's like, oh yeah, we can't have the mixing of worlds and everything, and he's gonna go that route. Right,
but yeah, that's fine. But the fact that it's just being so done haphazardly, right? Like if this was a character that was introduced like way earlier or they hinted at any point during the show, right? I would have been like, except all right. Or maybe if this was like a thing that they established at some point in the show, like, hey, yeah, we're trying to get the Kikanoids home. It's bad if the world keeps being merged around, right? We don't want the worlds, right? Right, we're trying to keep the timeline sacred, right? We don't want a doctor opening up the multiverse, right? Some would say.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it's just a lot of like why.
It's just a lot of things. I don't know what's with this God character's introduction all of a sudden, right? Because now it just seems like it feels like they're trying to set him up as a big bad. I'm like, hey, there's like 2 episodes left in this series, and I don't think that's enough episode for you to just suddenly kill God like that, right?
Yeah,
it's like really weird with this. Like I would have accepted this God character if he was introduced way earlier or hinted at any point within the series, right? But he's been so like he was only introduced in like what the last 5 episodes of the series, right? And we have to suddenly accept him like, oh yeah, I'm God, by the way. I'm here to help you guys out, This has always been according to my Keikaku. Keikaku means plan, by the way. Translator note. Right? It's just like so fucking weird for this God character to show up with his motive. Like if he was like it's like a one-time God character was like, hey, what's up? I'm God. Right? Then he helps out the character. I'm like, yeah, I would accept it. But now he's just showing up. He's like, oh yes, my plan is being. I was like, what plan? What motion? What are you doing? There's no time for this. There's 2 episodes left. You're not in the contract for this show, right?
Yeah.
It's like this God character just shows what his motives and everything. Like if he was a God character, as I said, been introduced like at any point or hinted at or brought up at any point within this series, right? I would have accepted this God character's introduction, right? But the fact that he's now showing up and doing all this his own ulterior motive is absolutely insane.
And I'm still not certain about like the whole Overlord thing. I'm pretty sure that's debunked at this point, but still, it's just confusing and just out of nowhere right now.
Right.
But I mean, that's all I really have to say on that.
Yeah, that's really it. Hey,
that's it.
Next week might be the last episode. It might not be the last episode. At TV listing says they have 49 episodes, so but it looks like they're just gonna straight up kill him. Kill Bokuwa's next episode,
No, you see, it's gonna be this whole, oh yeah, this is the final battle of the Kikai Sentai, and then it's gonna be like, some rebranding name or something.
Oh yeah, for Dawn Brothers, right? Because Dawn Brother is primarily like 3 weeks or something, I guess. By the time, and we do know that Dawn Brother is straight up a sequel to Zenkaiger, so right.
This could all just be a lot more setup, honestly.
Right, like
also being a conclusion.
Right, like as long as this God character is set up properly, like if they're setting up this God character for Dawn Brothers, I would accept that, right? Right, that is like the ultimate end goal of this God character, right? And what he's trying to do, right? I would accept him way more than all of a sudden him showing up and be like, hey, yo, what's up? God, I'm God, and I'm gonna do my secret plan now, right? If his plan is to actually set up Dawn Brothers, I would be 100% okay with this God character, right?
But like the thing is, though, the thing that happens with along that line of thinking is the fact of like, if that was the case, was that always the case, or if not, then what happened? What happened to cause the change to begin?
Right, yeah, like why is all of a sudden the God character showing up and doing this, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Because in terms of production, then you're like, then why?
So like it makes no sense, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
that's the popular theory right now that people are going off on right now, right? Because so you haven't been paying attention to the Dawn Brothers review, but they start revealing stuff, right, about Dawn Brothers. Right, and it's like, and that the current theory right now is that Dawn Brothers was supposed to be the 45th season, right? Based on the information, right? I mean, I'm gonna discuss this when we talk about Dawn. It makes more obvious, right? The way I'm presenting it right now is extremely vague because I'm not giving full context to what I know.
Yeah.
right? But like if you look at the production stuff that's coming out, like the production reveal, it looks more like Dawn Brother, like because the current theory everyone has right now is that Dawn Brother was supposed to be the 45th season, but then something called coronavirus happened, right? And it caused the world to go to a global pandemic and quarantine, right? Right? And then Toei was just like, we can't do what we wanted to do with Dawn Brothers, so they had to haphazardly come up with Zenkaiger as a concept, be like, all right.
Oh, and that's why you could just get like this whole like
when we have a season where like
weird
so
production decisions where like they just wrote in the guy because he's just like new and shit.
Right, like how we have like 4 human robots. And wait, I'm sorry, why we have 4 robots and 1 human, right? Just so we could circumvent Japan's regulation. Like, hey, you can't catch COVID if 4 of the actors are in suit, right?
Yeah, and then there's the whole like it's the whole fact that they're all ship posts, right? It's like it'd be easy to just do that kind of shit as you're making each episode, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it's just like not hard to come up with if you're not taking it seriously.
Right, yeah, because the theory right now is that everybody's having that Dawn Brother was originally supposed to be the 45th season, right? And then Zenkaiger was supposed to be the parent sequel, because it's so fucking weird for them to suddenly to have them be like, oh yeah, here's Dawn Brother as a sequel series, right? Out of nowhere, right? Because that's not a thing that Sentai, because Sentai hasn't done a sequel series since like the 70s. Or 80s or some shit. So like all of a sudden, I don't know what to do it. It's really strange. The fact that they're reusing the gear system in Dawn Brothers as well, right, is what people are saying. Yeah, that's really weird, right? Because as you know, Toei has to sell those toys. They have to do the toys. You know? They gotta sell those toys to those Japanese schoolboys between the ages of 6 and 12, right?
Yeah,
they gotta get them.
Yeah,
Gotta get them while they're young.
Job.
Yeah, yes, right. That's what Toei says. Get them young. Get the book. Get the book while they're young, you know.
Let's watch the wording here. Okay?
Oh yeah, that's right. Hey, let's go to less developed neighborhoods and introduce.
Anyway, so I think that's about it for what we're talking about with Zenkaiger today. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Hey, stay tuned actually for maybe the last episode, but it's not really the last episode because there's still technically one more episode that has to air after this, right?
Yeah, I doubt it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll go to the full Dawn Brother stuff when we do the Zenkaiger review and we talk about this series. Like I said, I do have a lot I want to talk about this series, right?
Right, yeah.
All right. Is that it? Anything else you want to say?
Nah, I'm good.
All right. Hey, coronavirus is still a thing. Wash hands, wear a mask, get your shots. The booster's a thing now, right? Watch out for the Punisher in your neighborhood. Can never be a good thing. Hey, don't trust people who have Punisher stickers on their car, right? Because they don't know what the meaning of that of using the Punisher logo actually means. Because they're a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. That's all right. That's where we're ending this. All right. Okay. Thanks. Bye.